What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 135. We are here with Alan McIvor, who is a Scottish headhunter who is based in Taipei.
Yep.
We're going to hear his story. We're going to hear about it all right after this. I guess intros. All right, now we're good. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Yeah,
Sorry
good to be here.
for the skittish kind of introduction
That's all
that I
good.
had there. Yeah.
It's all good.
So, man, how's things? Good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? You just did your first Mandarin podcast yesterday?
I did last night.
Okay.
Yeah, first full Chinese. I did a full hour.
Okay.
It was a little bit rough, but I got through it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about cross-culture marriages
yeah.
and cross-culture relationships.
I was watching some of it for sure. Yeah,
Right,
checked
yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. A friend of mine, she's a KOL in the UK, Moja, has just published a book about it. So we were helping with the promotion. Thank you. Do you know, I've never had horchata before.
You haven't had
I've
horchata?
never tried it. It's this one, right? Okay. What is horchata?
Give me 1 second. There you go, brother. You're good to go. You're good. Okay, so horchata is it's a traditional Mexican drink.
Uh-huh.
It's made of sort of rice water with milk, vanilla,
Cinnamon,
sugar,
right? Yeah.
cinnamon. Yeah. So actually, and it's not a straw,
That's
right?
not a straw.
Actually, everybody does it. So we're good. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Don't kill me in a sec. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, horchata we have horchata and milk because the last couple are a little spicy, right?
Okay.
But the horchata is actually, I think it helps more. Maybe it's the sugar. I don't know what it is, but it helps a little more when
It's
it gets
delicious.
spicy. Yeah. How do you with spicy food usually?
I love spicy
perfect.
food.
Good,
yeah.
Good. Excellent. Okay.
I mean, I brought...
Did you bring something? All right. Let's. Yeah. Oh, you got some craziness here. All right. What you got? Oh, the bomb. Oh,
I
that's
brought the
right.
bomb.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
absolutely awful. I'm not sure if we eat. I'm not sure. I mean, we can maybe do a drop at the end.
Okay. We'll
but
try
it
some
is-
the bomb. Ooh,
it is
I've been wanting to try this one
horrendous,
for a long time.
yeah.
Okay. I've been wanting to try that one because
Yeah.
I've actually got the what was it? The Last Dab, and
I've
that's not
got
that
Last
bad.
Dab
I mean, I
as
had
well.
it before.
I like Last
Yeah,
Dab
it's
as
not
well.
that bad. Yeah.
It's one of those. It's
less
super
spicy.
spicy, but
Yeah.
it's got some flavor. It's,
Yeah.
Like for me, I like
mine better, so I want you to try mine. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like the kind of spicy
Yeah.
where it kind of hurts in that kind of like it's masochistic.
Okay, you're gonna
kind of
enjoy
way.
it today then,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Throw a little.
Although I
bomb
do
there,
have a
yeah.
limit. Like I was down in Taichung the other day, and they have a chicken wings night, and one of the flavors is hot, which is just
Okay.
and buffalo.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was way overboard. Like,
Really?
Like
Okay.
that kind of. You know,
Okay.
you have 10 wings and one bite is too much.
Okay, gotcha. So for us, actually, on Wednesday we do like half price wings.
Oh,
here.
nice. Okay.
So that's one of my favorite things that I miss from back home.
Yeah.
they do. Well, when I grew up, it was like 10-cent wings. That's a tough.
Where are you
tough
from?
sell
You're
here.
from-
I'm from Canada.
From Ontario?
Yeah. I'm
or-
from British Columbia.
Okay,
British Columbia,
okay.
Yeah, sort of the west side.
I have been there. I've been to. I stayed in White Rock for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I went to Vancouver. Went to Whistler.
Okay, yeah. Whistler's a
Yeah,
big one.
it was in
right?
the summer though. It was still gorgeous. I mean, Whistler's beautiful.
How does it compare to Scotland? The like Canada. Like, I mean, Scotland's nice and cold, right?
Yeah. The weather is different. I mean, Canada has hotter summers and colder winters.
Oh,
So
really?
the extremes are more extreme.
Okay.
In terms of like flora and fauna, I mean, Scotland doesn't have many animals in the wilds. You see cows
really?
and sheep, yeah,
Okay,
but there's not
okay.
many wild animals.
Oh, that's surprising. Okay.
And also less trees.
Okay.
I feel like
maybe because it's smaller. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
in the UK there was a period where they just chopped down all the trees.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
there's still some forests, but
Okay.
the forest land will be 2% of what it was originally.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot more kind of fields, like kind of rolling grass.
Okay.
Kind of
Gotcha.
farmland.
Nice.
Scotland's still really beautiful, but Canada is gorgeous as well.
I'd love to go to Scotland for sure.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I went to
heard
boarding
it's
school in
beautiful, yeah.
Canada.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where? In Ontario side?
So I applied for a scholarship when I was 17, and I went for the PG-13 year. So I went the
Okay,
year
yeah,
that they
yeah,
got
yeah.
rid of 13, so they called it
Okay.
PG.
Okay.
And I went to Ridley College in St. Catharines, next to Niagara Falls. For a year.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. I actually Canada. I mean, as you know, is massive, right? So I actually haven't been to the east side of Canada.
No way.
Yeah, I haven't been.
So you've never been to Toronto
have
or
not
Montreal?
Been. Yeah, and people always are wondering why. But growing up there,
yeah,
the domestic flights are super expensive, right? I think it's better now. I don't know. I've been here for so long,
me
right?
too, yeah.
So my family's from Mexico, right?
Okay.
So for us to fly Vancouver to Toronto, is quite a bit more expensive than Vancouver to Mexico.
No,
yeah,
that's madness.
It's crazy. So we would go, any like summer holidays every maybe not every year, but every second year, we would go back to Mexico for the summer.
Rather than go, and it's
then
kind of the same for me. I've never been to Ireland, and Ireland is like a hop across from Scotland. I've just never been there. I've been to Italy and Egypt and Florida and stuff, and I've never been to Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, it just kind of happens like that. Like anywhere close, you just...
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I've been here for a long time, and I have a lot of friends that have been here for a lot less time, and I think they've seen more of Taiwan than me. It's really bad.
I came
it's really bad.
2009.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Wow.
13 years now.
Quite a while. Yeah. I was about 2002. I think December 2002.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so you must have come young.
I came young, man. I came here about I was about 23-ish, I think. Came here really
same. I came 23.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah.
It's a good time to come, right? Taiwan's a good place.
It was. Right? I mean, like we came for a year, and then after 1 year, I was speaking to my mate, and I was like, "Are you going to go home?" And he was like, "No."
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No.
Yeah. That's the same. I mean, I went home for about a month and a half in between like contracts and stuff.
Okay.
And then for like 2 weeks, you're like, "Hey, this is great. I miss my mom," and now you're back home and stuff. But after about a month, it's I live in a really small town, which is a beautiful place.
Right.
But I mean, there's not that many jobs and stuff. So most people, they'll work sort of at the aluminum smelter factory, right? Which is, I mean,
sounds
it's good.
like a rough job, to be honest.
But it's pretty good pay.
I'm sure.
It's good pay, and that employs most of the town, and it's great. So if you don't want to work there, people usually would go to like a Vancouver or something like that.
Yeah.
So again, for me to go to Vancouver and just start again, I came here and the plan was 1 to 2 years, and then I just thought,
how long did you teach English for?
About 5 years.
I was 4.
Yeah,
I taught for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean it's a good foot in the door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I know a lot of people they do it longer, and then a lot of people they don't like it, but to be honest, I enjoyed it.
I was happy to get out. I was a difficult
it was
employee.
A tough one. Okay.
Like because I was unhappy, I was just a pain in the butt for my employers. Like I created a lot of problems, and like I feel like the English schools here, they're always trying. I'll give you an example.
I've been through a lot, man.
You start at 9 a.m. and then they're like, "Oh, we decided everyone starts at 8:30 now."
For free.
And you're like, "Hold on a second." It's like, "Oh, we're working Saturday morning,
and we're not paying you for any of it."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do this catch-up class because Stacy missed 3 weeks? It's like, and they're just constantly trying to take from you, like squeeze you like an orange. And I would push.
And by the way, it's
all
free.
The time. Yeah,
and you're not getting paid for any of it. By the way, yeah.
And they do it with a smile, so you feel like you're being the angry foreigner pushing back on that stuff.
For
and
sure.
I was basically always the angry foreigner.
Yeah, really, I can't picture that. That's
I know
funny.
because I'm quite a laid back person, but I can at my worst I can be really difficult. I'm not. Yeah.
It's to be honest, it's understandable because for example, the first school I worked at, right? We're going to start from this side. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So we'll do this
Thank
story
you.
real quick. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I got the wing cam right here. Bam. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's the last. Yep, I got it. No problem. Right.
Hello.
So before, so basically, really quick, the first school I worked at, like I'm a pretty laid back guy.
Yeah.
My classroom, the light bulbs would burn out or whatever. I'd just change the bulbs. I don't mind. The handle on the door would break or whatever. If I can fix it, I'll fix it. I really don't mind, right? And so that changed pretty quick because as soon as there was a time where the light bulbs in the next classroom had burnt out.
Oh, right.
They're like,
right.
They call me into the office. I'm like, what's up? And they're like, what? And they're just like, yeah, the light bulbs are burnt out. And I'm like, yeah, I see that. What does it have to do with me? And they're like, well, you changed the bulbs. I'm like, what? That's not my job to change it. I did it because I like it. Like I like, kids and all that. But then it got to a point where it's like, how come you haven't fixed the door handle?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I know.
what?
I know.
Yeah.
I had a couple fights in the schools that I taught at because the management staff would make my co-teachers cry. So there would be something,
Bye, guys. Thank
you know, it wouldn't be targeting us, the foreign teachers, but the management would be so aggressive with the local staff that the local staff, my co-teachers, would end up crying, and then I'd be really angry on their behalf.
Yeah.
And then it would start this big fight in the school. It was.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's unfortunate because actually, the actual teaching part, I loved it. I love kids.
Exactly.
I'm
the same.
I coached soccer since I was really young, so I'm pretty good with kids, right?
Yeah.
And it's been something that carried over to teaching.
I feel the same. You know, my favorite thing that I used to do teaching was bring in the guitar or the ukulele, and we'd learn like Jason Mraz or Lady Gaga songs, you know, we'd learn songs that kids or Lumineers songs.
Beautiful.
And teach the full. Oh, it was great. That was really, really satisfying.
Beautiful,
really fun.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, let's get this first wing in there, man. So we were talking about buffalo earlier. This is a sort of our version of the buffalo, right? Get in on that. Get in on. It shouldn't be too spicy, I don't think, right? Yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah. So this originally buffalo is supposed to be with Frank's Red Hot, right? So it's Frank's and butter, basically. But because of the whole COVID thing. There was just no one importing Frank's anymore. And so I said, well, it can't be that hard to make. So I started to make my own Frank's with like the local cayenne peppers. And it ended up being this. And
it's really good.
Not bad, right? Yeah,
it tastes quite like Frank's, actually.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I was looking at recipes and stuff, and I wanted to make something similar because I wanted it to be like a buffalo, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't want it. I don't know. So definitely we make it. Thanks, man. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon. Yeah. And so basically this was my sort of rendition of it, and then you do the butter in the end and stuff, and it became this.
Do you think you'll stick with it? Just keep doing your version?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It's always nicer to use like fresh local produce, right? And that was pretty much the only one where I wasn't, but that's because my very, very first attempt at the Frank's was also very good, but it became a completely different sauce. Okay. Which was great, but it didn't taste like Frank's.
I see.
And then so I just went and did the Frank's, and now we did this, and most people like it more, but there's some people that are like, oh, I missed the old
Is that
one.
something that's quite important to you as a restaurant owner, kind of, keeping things authentic and homemade and local produce and stuff like that?
I think so, yeah. For me it is. Like, we try to keep that carbon footprint as low as possible. Okay. We get everything from the farms here. All the sauces we make are with local chilies. Even like the last one there is Carolina Reaper, but that's grown locally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, we try to do that.
I'm friends with Paddy from Anita's
Oh, nice.
hot sauce.
And
they,
of course I know them.
They do the
they got good hot sauces
and
too.
They grow the chilies. They pay the farmer.
That's
Those guys are cool, and Anita's hot sauce is fantastic as well. It's really great.
We used to have some on the show. I just haven't hit them up in a while. Yeah,
they've got two new ones.
Yeah, okay.
They've got because the original I think is 6, and they've got tropical now, which is 5. Okay. And then the Ghost was 7, but they've got an 8 and a 9 now.
Okay, wow. Okay.
And the 8 and the 9, I tried the 8, and it's honestly no joke. It's really, beautiful. Really spicy.
I'm glad. It's cool that they're doing hot sauce like full time. That's pretty amazing.
It's great.
That's amazing. Yeah, very amazing.
That guy Paddy used to have a restaurant in Taichung that was really good. Mm-hmm. Mostly kind of Mexican food, but a bit of a mix. He has the taco truck as well with the pineapple salsa. The pineapple salsa is hard to beat. It's really good.
Yeah. No, it's good. We've been in touch with them I haven't seen them in a bit, but yeah, they're good people for sure.
I think they're still based in Taidong, right?
They had a baby, I think, in the last year or two.
That's cool. Congrats.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
You've got kids, right?
I do have a little girl, man. I have a 10-year-old. Yeah.
A 10-year-old girl. Yeah.
She's maybe. I mean, she's not that little anymore, but still little to me.
My baby's like 19 months old.
I remember I've seen some of the pictures, right? They've actually got a family picture here somewhere.
He's a cute wee guy.
There you go.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my wife, Laurie, and then my baby's called Finn.
Very cool, man. So do you plan to bring him back to Scotland? Has he gone back to visit family or anything?
Not yet, just because of COVID. Yeah, so I think this summer we're going to do August. We're going to go to a friend's wedding in Italy for a week in Tuscany, and then we're going to go back to Edinburgh for the whole of September.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you been? I guess these few years you haven't gone.
Not
Haven't
even
been back?
once. Yeah. Last time I went home was
Same.
Christmas 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to get. I mean,
Well, that was the same for us. We were planning on. I mean, it's been 5 years for us. You know, we were trying to get back
Right.
there, but you know, my daughter's not vaccinated, and
Right.
now they're rolling it out,
okay.
but it's like I'll wait a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
because they got the
Yeah.
Moderna and stuff. Like I'm vaccinated, my wife is too,
Yeah.
but you know,
Our big concern is the
Yeah.
quarantine, like doing
Yeah.
14
Yeah,
days and
exactly.
7 days with a baby in a room.
exactly, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if
be tough.
our relationship or my wife would
Is
survive
that strong enough? Yeah. No, I mean, for us too, the quarantine's one thing, but also like pretty much everybody that I know goes back to the States or to Canada, and everyone gets COVID.
Right.
The kids all
You
get
just-
COVID.
you just have to, yeah.
Your unvaccinated kid gets it like in like a week. So it's like, you know, maybe we'll just wait a little bit
This
longer.
is a bit
It's a
rough,
bit scary, right? Yeah.
But my mom's getting really upset that she hasn't met the baby.
Yeah,
Like she's getting really upset, which I totally understand. I mean,
of course. Yeah.
like he's almost 2 and she hasn't even met
That's
him yet.
tough.
She's really
Yeah.
not happy about that situation.
When my daughter was born, my mom came here, and I told her, come the second month, right? She's like, no, I want to help you guys
Yeah.
with the first month. And I said, come the second month.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, second month's a better
Yeah, it's
idea.
better because the first month, you know how it is, right?
Yeah,
But, you know, 'cause
chaos.
the first
Yeah.
month, but also, you know, the month long, you know, thing, right?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and-
Yeah.
And so my wife was being cared for. Like she stayed with us, but my mother-in-law was kind of doing all the Chinese traditional
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
And so when my mom came, it was a weird situation because my mom is like, she kind of runs the show, and also my
Is she quite
mother-in-law,
the matriarch,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, so my mom is just like, yeah, she's like, no, that doesn't make sense. No, come on, it's 2012. This is, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, Mom, just relax. You know, like I have to live here still,
I
so
know.
just take it
I
easy,
know.
you know? So I'm like, yeah. So then she said, if you guys ever have a second one, I'll come on the second month next time. I said, I told you,
Right.
but you know how it is. Your mom's like, oh, you don't
I
want me
know.
to come? I'm like, I didn't say that,
know.
Mom. You
I
know?
mean,
Yeah.
my wife's family's all from Taichung, so
Okay.
it's quite nice that we get our own space,
That's
right?
good, yeah.
Like that we don't have either set of parents involved
Gotcha,
too
gotcha.
much, which can be a burden as well because you don't have babysitters or that much help.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't have anyone trying to influence our decision making.
That was the toughest thing, man. Yeah, for us. I
Right.
mean, when I had my daughter, that was one of the things that the big decision making. Yeah, there was definitely some stories and some arguments. You know,
Oh, no
'cause
doubt, no doubt.
Because I'm pretty laid back
Yeah.
for sure, and you know, we got married, and I've always been just like, yeah, whatever. I don't really
yeah.
care. We'll follow the culture. We'll follow whatever. No
Yeah.
big deal. Because don't really care. But then when it comes to, you know, you have your own kid.
Exactly.
And then
yeah.
everybody's like, no, you need to do this. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm putting my
Are
foot
you
down.
telling me what to do with my kid?
Oh, right.
I don't
right.
think so.
Right.
Because it's not a good idea.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
education question is a really big one
That's
because,
a huge one. It's
like,
a
the
huge
public
one, yeah.
system has a lot of drawbacks, but so does Montessori and so does TAS and
Yeah,
TA.
yeah.
You know, I'm not sure I could afford TAS and TAS to be honest with
it's
you.
a tough one, man. It's a tough call.
Like $1 million NT a year
Yeah,
extra,
yep.
and you
Yep,
know,
it
I
is,
went
it
to
is.
boarding school. I
Yeah.
understand that $1 million NT is not just $1 million NT because when
Oh, yeah.
when you go to a school with that many rich kids, there's things like fashion and holidays
Yeah.
and you know the keeping up with the Joneses type stuff. Is
Agree.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah, you're
count
right,
it up,
you're right.
it's way more than $1 million.
Yeah. So TAS is really close to us.
Yeah, it's just around the
so
corner,
we're
right?
really they're one of our biggest like clients, like the
Okay.
teachers and the
Yeah.
kids and the
Yeah.
principals. So usually in May we have a lot of the big parties. They
I'm
do them
sure.
here. Unfortunately, everything's been
Yeah.
canceled this year, which
Yeah.
sucks. But yeah, so what we did is my daughter's in local school. But yeah, it's definitely not. It was good for the beginning. Now she's in grade 4, which
Right.
is it's tough because there's so much homework.
Yeah, I know, it's
She
ridiculous.
just had midterms. She's 10.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a lot.
And Anthony Van Dyke. Do you know Anthony Van Dyke?
I do.
So he's in a line chat group with a bunch of parents from his daughter's school.
Gotcha.
And the teacher posted in the line group, "Oh, just expect the homework's going to kick up a gear because they're going to step up." And I think Anthony was saying he was the only person in the group to say, "Hold on, but really, is that a good thing? Should we be giving 11-year-olds that much homework?"
Yeah.
Like,
so my daughter on like a full day of school is like 8 or whatever to 4 and then 2 hours of homework. She's 10.
God, yeah.
So
it's too intense.
It's way too much, and she just had midterms, and there was a couple of them she didn't do that great on. So it's like my wife's like, "Ooh," and they're both kind of like arguing, and I'm like,
I mean, does she have time for sports? Because in Canada, the UK,
that's the thing.
we spend all our time as kids playing sports.
It's like 9 to 3, and then you play all day, right?
Yeah.
That's what I. That's
so we would play before school, in break, in lunch, and after
recess
school.
time and stuff. Yep, exactly. So she doesn't have much time for that. But we make time, like she does jujitsu and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
that's
she
cool.
she likes that.
Interesting.
I coach football, right? But she doesn't really like it that much. So we're trying to kind of pick things that put her in everything, try everything out. Luckily she liked jujitsu. She didn't really like piano. My wife, she's doing some art stuff, which she kind of likes the art, but it's like.
I've started teaching my baby drums already.
Yeah,
already.
Okay, that's good.
It's quite cute.
That is good. It's funny. I grew up. I'm not a musician at all, but my dad is.
Oh, nice.
He grew up. He's a drummer, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because he never really had the patience to teach us, and so now I wish it would be nice to have an instrument, right? Some kind of a guitar.
I play a few. I play guitar and
That's
ukulele,
really cool.
drums,
That's
and
really
piano, and I sing as well. I write and record music.
Check this out. Bam. Yeah.
Boom.
Like
that's my band, Aurora.
Right?
Yeah, Aurora-Jiguang. Yeah.
So you guys are gig there regularly, or?
Well, this is Taipei, and the band are based down in Taichung, so not really. I mean, the guy on the right, Wade, he's the founder of Spring Screen Music Festival.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that is like.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been to one in a long time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So when we started the band 12 and a half years ago, we played a lot of music festivals all over the island. We played Spring Screen probably 10, 11 times.
There used to be, I think, more, right? Music festivals, or is it growing?
I think what's happened is, I don't think it's COVID. I think it's a generational thing. I think the younger generation are more into EDM and DJs. Like when you go to music festivals, a lot of the bands are like people my age, like 37, 42,
live music, rock and roll.
It's like the kind of bands are cool generation is just fading a little bit, to be honest with you.
That's a bummer, man. Yeah, because I love that. I remember I've been to quite a few like concerts and stuff here, and it's always cool when you see somebody is coming out to Taipei and you're like, I want to support that.
I love
so
it.
I can go. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of great bands here. Yeah. A lot of people think Taiwan doesn't have a great indie music scene, which is totally wrong.
There's a place called The Wall, I think, or is that? I don't know.
We played The Wall.
The Wall. It's like it's always got cool stuff, cool vibe and stuff going on, right?
Yeah, Revolver. There's a bunch of great places.
Yeah, very cool.
Sound Live House is good, and the music festivals are always fun.
Yeah.
The thing I like about music festivals is, unlike James Joyce's picture.
Where is that picture? Sorry, there you go.
So that's all my friends, which is the annoying thing about playing gigs.
Okay.
Because you have to be like, oh, hey guys, can you come and watch my band play at 8:30?
It's tough.
And honestly, I mean, the thing that this annoys me a little bit. Like I can post a photo of my baby and get 200 likes.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll post an album that took me 10 months to make. And get 3 likes. Yeah. My sister, my brother, and my wife are it.
That's funny.
No,
that's the way it is, man. I mean,
it is right.
The passion projects, they're that's really the way it is. I mean, for me too. I love the music festivals. I haven't really seen much going on recently, but it's beautiful. I love it. Like I said, I grew up. My dad is an older rock and roll guy.
Is he? Yeah.
So we grew up listening to like Led Zeppelin and stuff, and from the Beatles all the way until '90s. I kind of switched to maybe rap and stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of both.
So, I like rap music as well. I'm pretty into all different kinds of music. The bands play. Kind of alternative.
Okay.
Like
Let me know when you guys are gigging, man. I'd love to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a banjo player as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So the banjo player plays, that kind of on the folk stuff, but then he plugs it in through pedals for the heavy stuff.
Really? And that must sound
so
cool.
he rips up the banjo via
Wow,
it's
that's
so cool.
You have to let me know, man.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that.
I've
before.
never heard of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's grab one of these. So the next one is Chipotle. Yeah.
Okay.
So grab whatever you want. Yeah. So yeah, basically another thing about the live music, we actually do live music here. And we haven't, for a little while because of COVID and stuff. But if you guys ever want to do something, let me know because it's
just
good.
In the corner.
Yeah, what we do is we move the tables.
Okay.
Like these tables go that way, and we have this big space, and we've got the big PA thing. And
that's funky.
That was originally for live music, and we do karaoke once. Again, COVID aside, once a month, once every 2 months, we do karaoke nights and stuff, which is pretty cool.
I love that kind of karaoke.
Yeah,
like
great,
the Western style karaoke.
It's very cool. Yeah, like I'll go to the local ones and stuff, but it's fun. But it's gonna be Backstreet Boys, Beatles, Frank Sinatra, right? Which
the song selection is terrible.
Yeah. So it's the cool thing about this is there's a couple of sort of American apps that we use, right?
Right.
And then we're able to get almost everything. And if you can't, you just go to like YouTube Premium or whatever, and you basically get everything, right? And it's cool because people will be having drinks, and you'll have like different Europeans, or Indonesians or whatever. They're having drinks, and they're like, well, I would sing, but you don't have mine. I'm like, well, if it's on YouTube, we can do it. So we put it up, and we have German, it's like Swiss German, and then French and Spanish,
that's so
and
cool.
just everything in Indonesian, and then people doing Taiwanese songs and Hakka songs, and it's pretty fun.
Well, the Chipotle's quite spicy, actually.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
cool,
it's got a kick. Yeah, I used to do a triangle karaoke night, which is very similar.
That was, I've always wanted to go. It was like a Tuesday night or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be someone would sing System of a Down, and then someone would sing a Taiwanese love song, and then someone would sing an old Czech song, and then someone would sing like a Japanese anime song. It was really weird and diverse, but really fun. And then somebody would put on like Bohemian Rhapsody, and then everyone would sing. Yeah, it was cool. I like those nights. My favorite music nights I've done recently are with Brandon Thompson. So Brandon Thompson will put on these nights called like I Love the 80s, where he'll get a full kind of professional level band, sometimes 2 full professional level bands, and then maybe 20 singers.
Okay.
And he'll do 40 songs. So everyone sings a couple songs, but the singers are so different that the night ends up just killer because it's all these hit songs from the 80s. So it's 40 hit songs from the 80s.
Beautiful.
And everybody
knows them.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's at the front kind of jumping around. Like those nights are just killer.
When we do karaoke, the most popular is always the 80s stuff. Whenever that goes on, then everybody starts singing. And we have all the screens here. So originally that was for karaoke.
Okay.
But, all the screens will be, the lyrics. So we have the wired mics here, and then we have wireless mics. We're passing them around, and everyone's like, "Yeah,
I love it."
It's a pretty cool vibe. Yeah.
Although, like you said, with COVID, but the passing the mic thing is seen as a bit.
COVID, you can't really do anything. We were supposed to do one this month, and we had planned to do one this month, but with the numbers, almost 20,000 a day, it's kind of like, we could probably still do it, but. Right. You don't want to be that foreigner. Have
you always been based in Tianmu?
We started in Danshui.
Okay.
About 15 years ago, and we had an opportunity to take a little spot not too far from here in Tianmu.
Okay.
And our first thought was like, we can't afford it. It's Tianmu.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then the people that had it, they're just like, we're done. We opened this restaurant. Yeah. We opened this restaurant as a retirement hobby plan sort of deal.
Yeah.
And then, they quickly figured out that it's
hard
work than work was. It was more work than work was. So basically they didn't. They did about 2 years.
Mexican food would do really well in Tianmu as well because you have a huge amount of foreigners who are craving.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we came here for that reason, and it was pretty good. I think. It's been
great.
So far, so good. What's going on, Leon? You all right? Good. How's it going, brother? Yeah. So basically, we did that, and push comes to shove. We did. We had 2 places, and then we went to 1, and then we went to 2, and then we went to 1 again. But right now we just have the 1, but we're putting together sort of an expansion plan. We've hired a a restaurant consultant that basically systemizes. That's
working
all the stuff that we had, but they're not as good as they should be.
That's interesting.
So, exactly. Yeah. And when you do it for 15 years, when you teach somebody something, for you, it's been so long. It's almost like a common sense thing. And then somebody who's new, they're like, it's so different.
I'm sure you make a lot of mistakes, and then you're like, oh goodness. Yeah. My job is the same. You learn by making a lot of mistakes, which is it's a tough learning process.
Well, you seem to have a ton of stuff going on, man. So the first thing I want to ask you is, originally, what was the plan? You came here to teach?
Yeah, I came here to teach just for a year with a friend, and then...
Why did you choose here out of everywhere?
I give a different answer every time I'm asked this question.
I get the question every time, too.
Okay, I think one of the reasons is because I studied international politics, and I was in a class, and the class was about small nation states.
Oh, beautiful.
And I compared Tibet to Taiwan, and the professor of the class said, "You're completely wrong."
Okay.
And I was quite embarrassed
about
kind of putting my foot in my mouth.
Okay.
And so I had gone away and learned about Taiwan because of being embarrassed, and I didn't want to repeat that same mistake.
Gotcha.
So I had Taiwan in my head. And then a friend of mine said he was going to go to China. And I said, well, what about Taiwan? And he said, I don't care. And so we had simply just Google searched teach English in Taiwan. Yeah. And then Hess was the first thing that popped up.
Hess is the big one, yeah.
Hess was the first search that popped up. And then he had a TEFL.
Out to Hess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a TEFL and I didn't.
Okay.
So, we just applied and then interviewed and then booked the tickets.
The phone interview, they call you up, right? There was no FaceTime or anything back in the day,
you're right. Yeah, you're right. But
cool.
We didn't put too much thought into it. We were just young and out of university.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're like, I'll go to Asia. I'd never been to Asia before.
Yeah. I like Chinese food. Asian women are gorgeous. Let's go. What are we doing, right? That's about the thought process.
My first girlfriend here was from California, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But then
cool.
once I arrived, I found out I really liked it and stayed. Although, like I said, to get out of English teaching, I actually left. I went to Shanghai for 2 years.
Oh, really? Okay. How did it compare Shanghai to here?
Shanghai's more diverse in terms of everything, really, especially the foreign community. And it's also more diverse in terms of job opportunities. Like, every foreigner you meet there is doing something at a different level.
Joe, can you close the door, please?
Like, a lot of foreigners here are either English teachers or they're really senior level expats. Mm-hmm. So they're either in education or very senior business.
Yeah.
It's rare to meet people at mid-level or interns or whatever.
Gotcha.
And in Shanghai, they're everywhere. In every industry. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it was more diverse in that sense, although it's more aggressive as well. Like the average Taiwanese person is a lot nicer and warmer than the average person in Shanghai. So, you have to put up with that a little bit. I really enjoyed my time in Shanghai, but the thing I would say is it was difficult to live there after living here for 4 years.
Okay.
Because you're just going to compare it the whole time.
Yeah, of course, because that's your Asian experience. Well, all this place.
Exactly. So if I had gone straight to Shanghai, I probably would have thought, oh, this is killer. I love this. Yeah. But because I'd been here for 4 years and I had a lot of really good friends here, so I was kind of pining over, the friends I'd left behind. So I was there for 2 years and then came back.
Gotcha.
But I was able to change career because of that move.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I came here first, right? I have visited, different countries and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it's a pretty good choice to be here, man.
Sure.
People are really nice. I mean, it's a tropical island.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't get that cold. I mean, once in a while, you're like, okay, it's chilly, but
not compared to Scotland.
Not compared to Scotland or to Canada, right? Yeah, I think it's a good place to be.
Yeah, the winters here are like July in Scotland.
Yeah.
Like, that's the equivalent.
Are you still feel that way after all this time?
I prefer the heat. I mean,
me too.
I don't really like the cold, and I do find the heat a bit too hot, but also I'm kind of okay. I don't mind it at all. It doesn't bother me like it does.
Too hot is better than too cold, right?
Always. That's always my philosophy, yeah.
Yeah. Agree. I 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, though, I've been here for so long, and I was coaching a lot of soccer outside, and the kitchen's hot, and outside was hot. So it could be like 40 Celsius, and I'm fine. But now, when it gets to winter, now I'm cold.
It's
embarrassing.
You got the blankets on,
freezing.
right?
It's really embarrassing, actually, especially coming from where I'm in Canada. It's almost Alaska.
Okay.
Like we're way up there.
Oh, really?
So for me to be cold when it's like 12 here is ridiculous. But
right.
It is
so you were that far up
way
in
up,
BC?
Man. Yeah, way up in the northwest. We're about
from
2 hours from
Vancouver,
Alaska.
How far is a drive?
So Vancouver to my town, Kitimat, is about 16 hours.
Oh my God.
And people in my hometown, they do it straight, and it's like a badge of honor. It's like the badge of honor.
That's nuts.
They got there in 16 hours.
You could probably get to
16.
You could probably get to Switzerland from where I live.
There you go. Yeah. So it's like the badge of honor that they got there, and they just did it straight. They stopped for gas, and they just keep going, and it's the badge of honor because again, Canada domestic flights. So my hometown, the little airport there that supports all the towns.
Okay.
From there to Vancouver is going to be, it's going to be about almost the same as Vancouver to Mexico again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the domestic flights have always been so people will just tank of gas,
just drive it,
and they just let's go, right? So it's kind of crazy.
I've heard that's the difficult thing about driving in Canada is because it's so big, the roads are straight.
Yeah.
And when you're driving in a straight line for too long, it really messes with your psyche.
Yeah.
And like you said, you do start kind of drifting a little bit.
A lot of people drift, a lot of people.
Because if you're constantly kind of doing the windy roads
watching,
or turning or following a Google Maps, it's a bit easier. But the autopilot.
Yeah, you can, and then you have. I mean, I don't have a car, so I don't know anything about cars, but I know that cruise control deal that I don't know if they still have that.
They do,
But I mean, like you put that on, you don't even have to have your foot on the gas.
Well, and you forget as well when you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's funny. That's so cool, man. So I got to ask a Scottish headhunter in Taipei. What? Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, headhunting is something I found myself in. When I moved to China, I just wanted to get any job in business, anything. And I had no experience in headhunting.
Okay.
But I had applied for lots of jobs in Shanghai and was eventually given an interview. So headhunting, it's an interesting one. We basically just help people find jobs.
Okay.
Or actually, it's kind of the other way around. A certain
industry? Or
every headhunter specializes. So I focus on sales and marketing.
Okay.
So I would help companies like TSMC, ASUS, Apple, Nike, Ferrari, L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, Shopee, Uber. Like I help companies like this find usually senior level sales and marketing.
Okay.
Usually Taiwanese. I mean, almost all of my candidates are Taiwanese. Sometimes I deal with foreigners, but not very often.
Like you were saying earlier, it's either like the CEO of a massive company or an English teacher, right? Or some kind of teacher.
There are exceptions. I mean,
for sure, of course.
For example, the Taiwanese companies that are targeting the international market, they will sometimes prefer foreigners for native language reasons.
Okay, sure.
So I'm working with a company at the moment that are trying to sell into India and Southeast Asia and US and Russia and stuff. And so they would prefer someone with native level English. So that could be a Taiwanese person who grew up overseas or a foreigner who's here.
Okay.
And for them, Chinese is not that important. So there are exceptions, but my bread and butter is Taiwanese candidates.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think that it's important to have the native language is one thing, but also like a bit of the knowledge of like the slang and the culture and how people
for marketing especially.
So yeah, for sure.
I mean, can you imagine being a salesperson interacting with a culture that you know nothing about? It'd be tough work.
It's tough, definitely. Yeah, it would.
The jokes wouldn't land. The charm wouldn't land.
I agree.
And the marketing. I mean, if you don't understand the consumers that you're marketing into, then you're in big trouble.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. And so you were talking. There's one of them where you're COO. Of a blockchain company. These were the two things I really wanted to talk about. So I wanted to get them both out there first.
Yeah, sure.
So the blockchain company.
So I work with a blockchain company for a couple of years called IBAX Network.
Is it in Taiwan? It's a Taiwanese
It's based in Singapore.
Okay.
So IBAX Network, we've built our own blockchain over 3.5 years. So we really started a lot of blockchains are kind of copy paste of Ethereum's.
Okay.
And we spent a lot of time building our own because we basically wanted it to be faster.
Okay.
So we're at the stage now. We're doing pre-sale, and we're speaking to a lot of VCs. We're trying to get funding at the moment.
Okay.
Our plan originally was to launch the coin. So we haven't launched the mainnet yet.
Okay.
So we're going to launch the mainnet. Hopefully, maybe Q3 this year.
Okay, so soon. That's
soon. But speaking to VCs and getting funding is a tough thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're struggling with that a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it's an ongoing process.
Okay.
But the technology is good. Is the
sure.
good thing. Yeah.
I think the whole crypto scene. I mean, you see some projects where like the technology is good and it looks amazing, and then you see some like random, like Dogecoin or something.
That's exactly
that's
it.
just like, and then it just pumps, and it's like what? It's such a. I mean, I love crypto. I'm into crypto. Yes, it's a random. It's such a weird space sometimes. Like.
So we're trying really hard not to be a meme coin. We're trying to be the anti-meme coin. We're trying to be like there for developers. I think one of the biggest selling points of IBAX is that we have our own Weaver.
Okay.
So within Weaver, you can build your own ecosystem, and you don't need to be a developer to do that.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of very low entry barrier for entry. So the usage we're thinking about is maybe KOLs can have their own Weaver platform that they distribute coins to fans.
Okay, beautiful.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of practical uses for blockchain, and no one's quite figured it out yet. I mean, we still do this.
Still new, right?
We still do the smart contract
the web
thing.
3.0
exactly.
and all that. Everything's really new, right?
But we have high hopes. I mean, we've got some really interesting people involved in the company, and I actually, for my part, I don't get paid in money.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to get millions of our own coin.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a gamble from my point of view as well. I mean, if we become successful, I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it could also be a huge waste of time as well. So
understand. No, that's a risk, right?
It is.
I think it's a good one though, man. I would take the risk.
Yeah, for sure. And my bread and butter job is the headhunting, which is great. I love my job. I really do enjoy my job.
Okay.
But then the extra stuff like teaching at university, the writing articles, the podcasts.
You've got a lot of stuff going on, man. Like,
do you know what it is, mate? Like for me, I'm one of those kind of try hard kind of guys. Like
try everything.
Yeah. But in high school, I did the school newspaper, and I sang in the choir, and I played for the soccer and tennis teams, and then I did the choir. I
keep him busy all the time.
Yeah, just always doing different things and trying different things. I really like that type of life. Yeah.
Just get a quick hello from Dave Silver. Dave.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
We're doing it at lunchtime because Alan's a little busy this evening.
Yeah.
So
it's just a baby.
Yeah. The baby. Yeah, babies are tough, man.
Because let's say if we did this at 6:30, I'd be saying to my wife, "Okay, you're in charge tonight," and I only get a few.
Yeah, you get a few of those
cards.
Oh, I know, man. That doesn't go away actually, because sometimes people come by and we'll have a beer or whatever, and it's like, I'll get this, the free pass. It's so rare.
But you get a free pass every now and then.
Now and then.
Yeah.
It's so rare. Yeah.
So for usually, because I do all these jobs, I'm a really social guy. I love going out and doing stuff. And these days I get like a Friday night VR golf. So me and my boys will play the AR augmented reality golf simulator.
Okay, so you do that from home type deal?
No, it's like real golf clubs. Yeah, in Nehu. Yeah.
Oh shoot, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's a South Korean
simulator. It's really fun. We've been doing it for 4 years.
Wow.
Every Friday.
That's so cool. Oh my god. Okay.
So you choose any golf course in the world, and we bet a bit of money and drink a couple beers. Yeah.
Nice. That's very cool, bro. I'll have to check that out sometime.
I love it. Do you play golf?
I don't. But I tried it for the first time the last time I was in Canada, because I mean, for me, none of us grew up playing golf. Like we played soccer, and we do a little bit of other things, but I never tried it. And then my brother-in-law, Canadian guy, he always wants to go, and I'm always like, nah, I don't want to go. And the last time I went, Like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go.
I like it.
It was fun. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
I've been places I was like
difficult.
6 or
it's
something.
It's more difficult than I thought it would be.
Oh, it is for sure.
It's very difficult.
Because if you played baseball, there's a bit of intuition with regards to swing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's so hard to hit long and straight. It really is. Yeah.
I actually, baseball was one of the few sports that I was really, really bad at.
Oh,
like,
really?
I was kind of like pretty decent at most, better at certain ones, but baseball just awful. So, yeah, golf is a tough one, man. Let's grab that next one while we keep going. So the next one is this is our Korean style. Man.
Okay, Korean.
So it's kind of the halfway point, and it's kind of definitely going to be a jump from the Chipotle. I think, yeah.
Is this one quite spicy?
I think it's a little bit spicy. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people feel like, oh my god, it's not labeled correctly. You know, it's more than 3 chili peppers. I'm like, I don't know.
It's good. It is spicy, but it's not blow your head off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how long have you been with the blockchain company?
2 years now.
Okay.
But,
from the very beginning then, kind of? Or?
I started maybe a year in. Originally, they were looking for someone to do some PR for them.
Okay.
And make some videos and stuff. And then I just got more and more involved, basically.
Gotcha.
But it's been good. I mean, it's been a really cool experience. Blockchain is so new for me, and I'm not really a big tech guy, so it was interesting to learn about a completely new industry.
Very cool. And I've seen you doing some all hands talks, right? Like this, yeah. There's a blockchain one coming up, right?
Yeah, John Drummond's speaking.
Yeah, John and Eric Ma from Deeper Network. And the third person, I'm not sure who it is.
It's a girl. I looked her up yesterday. She's a lawyer.
Okay.
Her CV's actually really strong. I saw her on LinkedIn yesterday.
I'm going to check it out, honestly, if I can.
Yeah, that one's got a kick.
It does, right? Yeah, it's got it there. Yeah. The horchata helps more, yeah. But no, I think I spoke at a restaurant one, and they were telling me they're going to do a blockchain one soon. So.
Oh, cool. You're going to go to it?
I'm going to go. I think it's May 4th or something like that.
Yeah, I've spoken at maybe 6 of their events.
Oh, wow,
I spoke at the very first one, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All different topics, I guess?
Yeah, one of them was about headhunting. One was about pivoting career away from English teaching.
I think I've seen. It didn't go, but I saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them was one that I hosted that was about Meet the GM. So I got 4 Taiwanese general managers.
That's this one, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So I got 4 super duper senior level Taiwanese general managers, and I got them in, and we kind of went through their management philosophies, like things like how important is your employees' happiness, or when do you know how to pull the trigger with regards firing people.
Wow. Okay.
Or,
shoot.
Yeah, kind of interesting stuff.
That is
like
interesting. Yeah.
Or, you know, what's your best advice in terms of climbing the ladder? How do you manage up and down at that level?
Okay.
Because obviously, as a general manager, you really have to drive sales. You know, you're not mid-level anymore. And often the owner of the company is your one-up.
Yeah.
And so that's a tough, you know, managing up. A lot of them said managing up. Like this guy, Jack, said managing up is much more difficult than managing down. And these guys, a lot of them have been in charge of hundreds of staff, you know, Asia regional director stuff. Yeah, these are really serious people. It was
managing up, meaning like managing the people above you type deal?
Yeah, managing the owner of the company or the CEO.
Yeah.
Like, how do you manage their expectations and balance that with your staff?
Because you're kind of like the filter and the disperser.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, there's actually another picture as well, I believe. Another all hands one.
Okay.
I don't know where I put it. Okay, that's cool. I'll find it after. My bad, bro. Yeah, it'll pop up in a sec anyways. But yeah, man, so that's cool. So I've also, there's so many things to talk about with you, man. It's like, well, I got all the topics here. How's family life here compared to if you would have had your family in Scotland?
I think people stay younger here for longer, especially the kind of foreign guys that I know. Mm-hmm. Like I think there's a tendency when you're back home to slip into the full-time job, mortgage, kids, and it ages people really fast, and they stop being fun or going. I don't know if I'm being too judgmental here, but I feel like in Taiwan,
I've seen that, and I've never heard anyone say it out loud, but it's 100% like
it's totally true. No?
Yeah, like a lot of my friends when I go back, it's like whoa.
They just feel older, right?
Like, and it's. And I come from a small town, and it's a lot, not much changes, and it's great.
Right.
Again, I don't want to blast my hometown. I love it. I can't wait to go back to visit. But it's kind of like the same thinking and the same, you get the job at the mill and the house and the mortgage and, the 3 kids and, shit-faced every Saturday or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's okay, but it's different. It's a different thing for sure.
I think that people here end up a bit younger for longer. Like I still play in a band and go to music festivals and then do a podcast and then go teach at university. My one thing that I really like about here is I have a group of friends, and about once a month we'll book an Airbnb somewhere.
Oh, beautiful.
So we'll go for a Friday, Saturday night in Yilan or Miaoli or Danshui, and we'll share the cooking burden and stuff like that. Yeah, nice.
Like, I see a lot of the familiar faces in there. Yeah. Like when I went through a lot of your pictures, it's about... Yeah.
So a lot of those guys are the people that I'm talking about. We'll rent an Airbnb somewhere, or this is on a boat. Like we'll rent a boat for Steven's birthday and do it. So that kind of thing, it really, you always have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Always. Like you should see the place we're staying. It's not this weekend, but next weekend. It's in Ulai, and it's got a private swimming pool and private hot tubs and stuff. And it's a couple thousand NT per couple.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And we all have dogs as well.
Oh, really?
So the dogs all run around, and we got a couple babies and stuff.
The dogs have play dates. The babies have play dates.
Yeah.
Dad has his beers. Mom has her wine.
And, we'll cook barbecue and have chats and laugh a lot, and no one's on their phone.
I think it's really important. Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's such a nice way to live.
Yeah.
It really is,
Yeah, I think so. I think that, being here, it's a very different lifestyle. I mean, again, I have the business, and I do, like you, I try everything. I do so many things, but I like it still, and I think
for sure,
sometimes like there'd be times where I'd go out with some of the staff. We'd go down for beers and stuff, and I mean they're like in their 20s, and I'm like 43, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like still go out for beers,
absolutely.
And everybody's just like you just kind of mix in there, and it's kind of a cool thing, and you're like,
I think the way that we live here is really, I feel really happy with it for sure. I feel like
lucky.
very
I feel
satisfied. I feel lucky as well. It's almost like, I mean, the way I describe it, because I'm from Scotland and I'm going to work in sunshine and palm trees.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm on a working holiday. Right? It's like, when you go to Spain and work in a hotel for 3 months, it's really fun, but you're still working. It kind of feels like that, but over 13 years.
Yeah. It feels like you cheated the system a little bit.
Yeah, it
does.
That's
what I feel like
it does.
Lot. Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people who go to work in the UK, the work part of their life sucks.
Yeah, I think that's most places, man. Yeah,
and then they really look forward to their holidays.
Friday, or Friday, the weekend, or whatever it is.
Or like maybe they have a trip to southern Spain booked, and they're like, I get to go to Spain.
Yeah.
But their Monday, Friday is a real drag.
It's really similar in the West as well, where people would just go to Mexico.
Yeah,
and it's like to the beach in Mexico or to a resort in Mexico, and it's the same because again, Mexico's kind of like Thailand here,
exactly,
and it's just you go there, it's hot, nice beaches, spicy food, it's great.
Yeah.
I've been to Thailand. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I do love Mexico. I do love Canada as well, but I found Taiwan to be something like kind of like the happy medium between Canada and Mexico, because Canada and Mexico are so different.
Well, Canada's very safe, and Mexico is not.
Yeah, that's one thing for sure. That's one thing that's the first thing people say actually. Right. But like, let's say the weather, Mexico's all beaches and beautiful, right? Canada's nice, but there's no beaches, right? After like 5 or 6 in Canada, everything's kind of closed.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone cooks at home.
Home.
No one goes out and does night markets or restaurant. No one.
Nobody in Canada does that. But
it's
Mexico,
too expensive, right?
It's expensive, right? And Mexico is like here, where there's markets everywhere. People go out at like 8 or 10 p.m. they go out for their tacos or whatever, they have a beer or whatever, and everyone's happy and the game's on. And so it's a pretty. I think that Taiwan's kind of like a good mix for me, and you can actually. You can, make some money here. I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
I do pretty well.
It's doable.
I had my best year ever last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
I'm not doing well this year, but last year was good.
We've been on this sort of upward thing, and it's been great. And then, of course, the COVID, we had no dining for a few months. That sucked. But after that, I went back up, and it's been good.
Okay.
And then, actually, this year's been decent, but it's hard to say, right? I mean, hopefully, I don't think that they're going to close the restaurant down anymore, right? Because everyone's like 80%. I hope not. I think
I'd give us a break.
That was the worst.
They just closed all the schools in Taichung again.
Did they?
Yeah, everyone's working from home.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with that, man. Like my daughter had a week off. I mean, not off, but online, and then now she's back, and now they're like, okay, kids are getting Moderna, and we're like, okay, trying to ask some questions about it. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, well, it's just. And I'm like, well, it's kind of experimental for the kid, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, my kid's not the first in line for that shit. I know, I'm like, you're not experimenting on mine.
I'll go maybe 1,000.
I'm like, we'll wait a little bit. Yeah. So, and then people are like, oh, anti-vax. I'm like, no, I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
But, if I was a single guy, I would be the first guy in line to be like the guinea pig.
Yeah, who cares, right?
Yeah, but I got a wife, I got a kid, I got so many things going on.
Having a kid really does change your perspective on a lot of stuff. Like for me, I'm not a super healthy person. I love sports, but I hated working out.
Gotcha.
And I never cared about what I ate, really. And I drink probably a bit too much alcohol.
Gotcha.
And so I think since I had the kid, I've started to, I signed up for a gym membership and I started trying to, not drink as much Coca-Cola.
Gotcha.
All that kind of stuff. Trying to be
alive
for my child's life.
Yeah, it's that's crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. The funny thing is when I had, when we were about to have my daughter, I had all this like PlayStation and all this PS3 and all that stuff, and then I put it up and I sold it all.
Yeah, it just goes right.
Like it's all gone, right?
I know.
And then the last time I went to Canada, maybe 5 years ago, I mean, we all went. Of course, my wife and my daughter went. And then she started hanging around with my nephews who were just like all video game.
Yeah.
And from then till now, it's just like all she wants to talk about is video games. And I'm like, all right, well, let's play video games.
Okay, so buy the consoles back.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy them back now. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Let's grab the next one and we'll talk about some podcasts, brother.
Oh, my goodness.
So this one is actually from a local hot sauce company called Empress Hot Sauce. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're pretty awesome. This is their Ghost. So they're I think well known for being pretty well balanced, and this is my favorite of their sauces.
It's got flavor for
it's
sure.
Got nice
it's a
flavor,
bit tropical-y, right?
And they use a lot of really local ingredients that you wouldn't think of using.
Where are the owners from?
So she's Taiwanese and he's American.
Oh, very cool.
So so actually, I believe their branding and everything is really good. I believe they're exporting even to the States. I believe. Yeah, I think they're the first company that's going from here to there, because usually people will bring in stuff from the States or Canada or wherever, right? But yeah, that's them, man. Yeah, and this is so we're friends with them. I used to I need to order up some more Anitas. Switch it up a little bit. Yeah, for sure. I haven't talked to them in a long time.
That sauce was tasty.
It's pretty good, right? Yeah,
not
they got
crazy
good stuff.
spicy either.
Not crazy spicy either. Yeah. So people are always like, you should put the Korean after that. I'm like, well. It's hard because hot sauces kind of have a life of their own. Sometimes they sit and they get like really hot. And sometimes they sit and they kind of mellow out. And you're like, oh, no, it's mellowed out. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, whoa, super hot again.
That was spicy on the tip of your tongue. I mean, wait till you try Da Bomb. Da
Bomb we'll try some bomb.
It's just
at the end.
pure pain.
It's just pure pain. Okay. We'll grab a couple chips or something.
Maybe 30 minutes of real, real hurt.
Okay. Da Bomb.
Like it really,
Dave Silver's a massive hot sauce fan. So
he loves it, right?
He's got the Da Bomb. Yeah.
He was saying he's got it's not Da Bomb, but it's from the same makers of Da Bomb, because he gets a lot of sauces from Heatonist.
That's crazy. Yeah, Dave.
I was saying I can let him borrow mine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And this is still looking pretty full there, the Da Bomb, yeah?
Do you want to know a cool story about how Dave and I met?
Let's have it.
I filmed a TV commercial about 12 years ago for Kingston Memory Chips, and it became really famous. It was about the London Underground. It's called A Memory to Remember, and it's about a woman whose husband recorded the voice for Mind the Gap in London.
Oh, that's what he said. He said Mind the Gap up there. Yeah.
And after he died, she used to go to the train station to listen to his voice because he was the voice of the London Underground. And so they made... That's
cool.
It is, yeah. They made like a 7-minute commercial in Taiwan. It won a bunch of awards about this kind of story. And Dave's kid was my child in the TV commercial.
Really?
Yes, I met him then. That was quite funny, right?
That is fun. That's why he's saying Mind the Gap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my parents thought it was really funny, actually, because in the TV commercial, you know, I'm Scottish and my wife is Irish, and Dave's kid is mixed race.
Yeah.
And so my family were saying, you better have a conversation with your wife, Alan.
That's so funny. That's so funny, man.
There's something going on there.
That's hilarious.
That TV commercial is cool, though. I used to do quite a lot of that kind of, you know, the foreigners who stand in the background of the car commercials.
I used to do that a lot as well, man. Yeah.
I've done a few. I've done 2 music videos as well. I did a music video for a famous Chinese pop star called Dylan Wang, where my band is his band.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And I did another one for a girl, Arrow Yang, I think her name is, where I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the cool things when we come here. People will be like, "Hey, you want to be in a music video? Hey, you want to be in a Volkswagen commercial or something?" And you're just like, "Yeah, cool.
I know, right?
Sounds good." Yeah.
I mean, I think especially if your personality is that kind of,
just
if you like doing different things and you like being a bit special, you know.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, I'm the only foreigner in my company. We got 21 people.
You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't offer you a beer. Do you want a beer?
Oh, I'm driving.
Okay. My bad. I'm just noticing.
That's okay. That's all good.
We don't have beers. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
So I kind of like being the one foreigner.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I like being that kind of a little bit special. I mean, it's like kind of attention-seeking part of my personality.
It's a weird thing at first, but when you get used to it, it's pretty cool. One thing is in Tianmu that you don't get that, right?
Right.
You're not, which is also kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember for the first few years, again, 20 years ago, where I was living in Tuchen, and there was no foreigners there. And everywhere you go, it's like, whoa. And people take pictures. Why. And so that happens sometimes still, not very often. But it's funny because I'll be with my daughter, and then another kid will just be like, "Oh, why Goran?" And she'll be like, "No, that's my dad."
I know, right.
She's like, "That's my dad. What are you talking about?"
Or I'm sure that the parents, other parents, want your kid to speak English with their kids, but your kid speaks native Chinese.
She does. She speaks both perfectly, right? And it's funny because it's tough. It's tough because she goes to local school again. Back to that topic where just too much work. It's not great. Again. A big goal would be to get her into one of the international schools. I would love to do that. Again, it's very pricey. It's expensive. So we got a few years to figure that out.
Hopefully crypto pays off.
Crypto kind of,
Yeah.
But definitely, So I think a few of my friends that have kids that are older, what they did was they did the elementary school like all local.
Okay.
And then when it comes to like the junior high, then they switched them over, and that seemed to be a good balance.
Okay.
Because if you just do international, the Chinese is not going to be there.
I see. Okay.
Right? They're going to their reading and writing is going to be like if you learn Spanish as a second language in Scotland.
Okay.
Right? It's there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But not really there. You know what I mean?
A lot of
I don't know. A
lot of the mixed race kids really struggle with the English classes here because they're so much more advanced than the average, second language kid, right?
Yeah. I mean, my daughter, like she doesn't always get 100 on her English test because she just kind of just goes and just gives it back, right? But they're teaching her to spell pants, and she's reading Harry Potter.
Exactly,
right?
And just so, very different level.
So she's just kind of like reading it, and I mean, I'd kind of give her a little shit if she doesn't get 100 because I'm like, you misspelled pants.
Yeah, come on.
Really? Come on. What are you doing? But I'm not going to be that. I don't care that much. But yeah, but definitely the Chinese stuff is tough. And then when I try to help her, I can't really because the math and everything is also in Chinese.
Oh, I
right?
see.
So
right.
it's tough. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tough.
It's
I don't
definitely
really
tough,
know
yeah.
what we're going to do yet. I think it's an ongoing conversation.
It's I mean, you got time.
Yeah.
But I think the local is good. And then I was always the guy who's like, I wouldn't put her in like an Anqingban or whatever.
Right.
But she does go to one to do the homework because I can't help her.
I mean, I can't pick up my kid at 4:30.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, it's like
yeah.
if he finishes school at 4, like
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do about
Yeah.
that.
So exactly. I mean, I can, and I did.
Yeah.
But then I can't help you with the homework, and my wife could, but it ended up being my wife and daughter butting
it's
heads.
just too.
They're just
much,
like,
yeah.
and because my daughter obviously is a mix of me and my wife, but she kind of leans a little bit school-wise, a little more my way. Where she'll just question everything. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, I grew up with a
Yeah.
parent who was a teacher as well. My mom was a
wow.
head mistress
Oh, wow.
of one of the
Okay.
biggest schools in Edinburgh.
Gotcha.
And whenever she would try and help me with my essays, we would
Okay.
battle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I was just being stubborn, you know,
Yeah.
like even these small stuffs, my mom would tell me to change, and I wouldn't want to just because she had told me
just
to
because
do
she
it.
said it. Yeah. I mean, like for me, school, that's a whole other story. I had so basically I had cousins. There was 2 Mexican families. There was us, and there were my cousins, and my cousins were all older.
Okay.
And you know, I didn't do great in school, but I did pretty good in sports and stuff.
Okay.
But you know, I had older cousins that were kind of like, you know, a lot of them were, you know, selling drugs,
Getting
and doing
into
stuff
trouble,
like that, getting
yeah,
into trouble,
yeah.
stuff like, a lot of them, right?
Right.
And there's nothing against them; they're still family, whatever. But
It was hard not to
it's
get
just
sucked in.
it's not that. It's just my hometown is so small. There's only one high school.
Right.
So by the time I got there,
Right.
all of my cousins had gone through the same
Right.
teachers, and then they would see, oh, there's another Gonzalez, and they'd be like, basically
Right.
written off by everybody.
Right.
Maybe 1% of the teachers were like, okay, we'll give this guy a chance. And because I'd be like C+,
Yeah.
C, they'd be like, oh, he's dealing
Right, I
drugs.
see.
So
Right.
it was a kind of a
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
it's a rough
yeah.
situation. I mean, it made me a lot
I
stronger.
mean, because
think.
my mom was a head mistress,
Yeah.
we grew up in a
got
super
a lot of
high
pressure, I
discipline
bet,
household.
right?
I mean, my mom was testing us, like independently testing us at like 8.
Okay, wow.
So we
Wow.
were reading at like 16-year-old levels by 9
Okay.
years old. And
Gotcha.
my younger brother is super, super, super smart.
Okay.
I don't know. So like I was a kind of straight A kid, and
Beautiful.
like would get
Okay.
angry at a B. Like I
Okay.
was like hyper competitive.
Gotcha.
You know, my brother and I both didn't get into Cambridge, which you know, it's
Okay.
like
That was the
getting
family.
close.
Okay.
Yeah, we both interviewed at Cambridge,
Okay.
but
Wow.
didn't get in. So we're kind of getting there, thereabouts. You know.
Wow.
I got a $34,000 scholarship to study in Canada.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
wow,
and
beautiful.
then
And
what-
Canadian school is not that badly priced, right? Compared to like the States. I would
No.
imagine 34 went
But
quite a ways.
34 was the high school. That
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
for college.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I went back to Scotland for university. So I took academics really, really seriously.
Gotcha.
I always
Very
really
cool.
enjoyed it. I feel a lot of people,
Well, you
especially
grew up with a
in your-
teacher, right?
Yeah. A lot of people, especially in your shoes, they kind of slightly reject education, and then as an adult, they're like, "Oh, I'm actually really interested in a whole
certain
bunch of stuff."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you self-educate, and you realize how actually,
really like it. Yeah.
if I'm passionate
Yeah.
about this, I can
Yeah.
become an expert just through.
Exactly. I think passionate about anything, you can become an expert. Really.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. I
And
love it.
you know, people realize it at different ages. I mean, my friend who I came to Taiwan with, I think he learned about 17 years old. He had a kind of switch, and he was like, "Oh, actually, history is my thing. I
wow.
really am very passionate about this."
Nice.
And I ended up going to a really good university, and you know, it's like,
Nice. I really think that teachers are really important.
yeah,
Like I just had this conversation recently. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 that were like amazing.
really,
maybe 4.
yeah.
And the other ones were just like, I remember, I always tell the same thing, but I remember going into like grade 10 math.
Okay,
First day, you know, you go in there, and this was an older guy. He
Yeah.
had the overhead projector,
Yeah.
even though it was out of style, he was still using it. And when he would talk, there would spit drops on the overhead. Like he was just like like no teeth. you
Yeah.
know? Like this, everybody was like, this guy should retire.
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to, right? So one of these old grumpy guys, right? And basically he's just like, you know, reading out a name and you're like, here, you know, read out another name here, read out another name here. And then being a Mexican, you always have a cousin called Hector.
Okay.
For sure. So he's just like, his eyes, he's like, Hector Gonzalez. And then I'm like, I don't see him here, so that's probably me. Get the fuck out of my classroom. I'm just like, all right, awesome. So I'm sitting in the hallway, and the principals all knew me because I would get kicked out.
Right.
And they'd be like, it's the first day of class, man. You got kicked out already? I'm like, man, I don't know what I did, man. And I told them the story, and they're just like, all right, just, you know, next class, go back in and just try to, you know, chill. And then the next class went on, and it was math wasn't my strongest thing. So he did something really quick, and I'm like, could you please repeat that? Same thing, get the fuck out of my classroom. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting in the hallway, and they're just like, principal walks by. He's like, again? I'm like, can I change teachers? And he's just like, what up? And I'm like, can I just like have anybody else? And he's just like, all right, cool. So yeah, so I mean that was the extreme, but
the effect that teachers have. I mean,
not uncommon.
The subjects that I studied at university were history and politics, and my two best teachers at high school taught history and politics.
There you go.
And it's just such an obvious causality. It's 100%. So obvious, you know. Like what has happened there? Yeah,
my favorite was always obviously PE, right?
Yeah.
And my English teachers were awesome.
Yeah. Great.
So I enjoyed those classes the most, and the PE was awesome. Was so awesome that by the time I was like grade 11, 12, all of the PE teachers were just kind of like, how can I say, like kind of just like overweight. Just they didn't care.
Yeah.
They look. There's one guy who looked a lot like Newman from Seinfeld.
Okay, yeah.
So he looked exactly like him. So basically, he'd kind of waddle in there, and he'd be like, "All right, kids, Ed's gonna run the class today. If you guys need me, I'll be in the office." And then all my classmates would look at me. Can we get 2 more horchatas? Yeah. All my classmates would look at me, and I'd be like, all right, get the soccer nets ready. Let's go. You guys know what's up. We're playing soccer.
Let's play.
We're playing soccer, and they're just like, can we do something else? I'm like, no.
I loved playing soccer in Canada.
Me too. It was great. It was great. Yeah, love it. I'm like, yeah, we're doing that.
Let's
grab this next guy, and then we'll get some chips out for this.
Oh my god.
Want to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
let's do that. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Yeah, so cheers, man. So I definitely would do that, and there was a cooking class where I had an awesome teacher. English. There was a woodwork. The funny thing is, one of my teachers. You know, in Taiwan, you call everybody Lao Shi.
Yeah.
Even if they taught you some course 20 years ago, you just call them Lao Shi or her Lao Shi forever, right? So, one time at my old restaurant, one of my staff is like, "Oh, your Lao Shi is coming today," and I'm just like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, one of your teachers, Lao Shi is coming." I'm like, which one? And they're just like, "Oh, they just said Lao Shi is going to come for dinner," and I'm like, "Okay." So I'm waiting, nothing, no one. And then at the end, I'm going out to close the gate at the other restaurant, and I see my, oh yeah, I should go on this.
Oh. Yeah, that was hot.
Carolina Reaper, baby. Oh. It's a hot one, right? So I see my grade 10 woodwork teacher. He's there, and I'm like,
no way.
What are you doing here? And he's like, I came to visit you. I'm like, what are you doing in Taiwan? And he's like, my wife's Taiwanese.
No way.
And I'm like, I didn't know that. And he's like, you never asked. And I was like, oh, shoot. Crazy, man.
That's so funny. From your small town.
My small town, yeah. Wife is from here. How's that Reaper, man?
Oh, it's killing me.
Dang. Finish that off. Boom.
Oh, so spicy.
Can we have some chips? Maybe like a basket? Thanks. I'm good. Yeah, brother. So my teacher comes, and it's just like, whoa. It was awesome. So now when he comes, they come to visit. When we go back to Canada, we go to visit. It's pretty awesome. It's awesome. Again, one of 4 teachers in my life that was like, yeah, this guy's awesome. Yeah. Woo. Spicy one today. Yeah.
That was really
the
spicy.
Carolina Reaper, man.
That was a bit too much for me, I think.
It's too much. Yeah, the Carolina Reaper.
Like I wouldn't do that out of choice.
No, nobody does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go through these pictures real quick,
Yeah,
like a
let's
little
do
bit of a
that.
rapid fire, right? Boom, let's go. First one.
So that's a live stream that I did with 2 influencers who are from Taiwan, Sandy and Moja. And then a good friend of mine, Christine, who's the marketing head at ARC, which is a software company in Taiwan.
Okay. Beautiful.
So we do kind of live streams. It's good fun to just talk about business.
Beautiful. Oh, look at that handsome
Oh,
fella
yeah.
right there. Look at
So
that.
one of my colleagues, her boyfriend is a professional photographer, and
Yeah.
I kept getting asked for high quality photos, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet and pay this guy
Pay
to
someone to
take
do
some
it.
nice photos. So
Yep.
I think we spent a couple hours, and I got like 18 or 19 really nice
Beautiful.
photos out of it. Yeah.
It's nice to have those,
Yeah,
right?
it
Because when
is,
someone
yeah.
needs photos, you're just like, boom, here's the link. Yep. How you feeling, bro? You got a bit
Oh,
of a
that is
cold?
so
Yeah.
spicy.
I know. We'll keep going on the rapid fire. I think we did this one already, right?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah.
We did the family one already. Thank you. Boom. Another podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Tell me about
Chiron
it.
show.
Yeah.
So this was kind of about my career journey. We talked about headhunting a lot, just as in like what you do, like the day to day and some of the trials and tribulations, because a lot of people don't really understand what headhunting is all about.
Definitely. Yeah.
And the guy who runs the Chiron show owns an advertising agency
Okay.
that my friend worked at.
When this show came out, I was thinking, this show looks awesome. The quality everything looks
Well,
good.
I mean, these guys are
Yeah.
professional
Yeah, it
advertisers.
looks great. Yeah. I haven't seen much come out lately. Are they still
stopped,
doing?
yeah.
They stopped, right? Okay.
They stopped, and they actually took it off YouTube, which I was a bit upset about. I had to.
I was looking at the YouTube one, and
Yeah.
and then I was clicking through links, and it's like it was gone.
Yeah, I had to ask
like,
them
what
to
happened?
find
Yeah.
it, and then I uploaded it to my own channel.
Okay.
I don't know. They just they did it as a small experiment. And I thought,
It looked great.
I'm okay, thank you. Horchata is good. Yeah,
Horchata helps more, I think, right?
yeah. That
Yeah, I was
the
looking-
Carolina Reaper
It's
one
rough,
is
right?
really no joke.
So that we have that on the menu. We have 3 Reaper and 3 something else for people who like to watch the show,
Right.
but they're like, I can do that, and I'm, yeah, I don't recommend it.
The
for sure.
Reaper
Imagine
one,
3 of those. forget
yeah,
it.
the Reaper one exactly. If you had a basket of 6, I mean, there's no. I mean,
No one finishes more than one.
one was tough.
One's rough. Yeah, one was rough. Boom, boom, boom. What is that? Oh, that's sorry, wrong one. There we go.
Oh, Audrey Tang, yeah. So I went
Is
to
it a wedding? Or?
No, it was a talk at the American Chamber of Commerce, and Audrey Tang was the key speaker. And I had always wanted to meet her. I think Audrey Tang
We
is
all do, yeah.
Audrey Tang's one of the coolest people in Taiwan. I think she's really that kind of open source democracy type stuff. She's super smart and like the kind of politicians.
Helped a lot, right? Helped a lot with the whole
Yeah.
COVID thing, right?
Like
A lot,
Audrey,
yeah.
Audrey is the kind of person you want involved with government because they're
Yeah.
going to be problem solving,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
exactly who you want. Because a lot of
Amazing.
politicians are kind of more on the bureaucratic side of things, and they just don't help
That's
anything.
tough. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, no, shout out to Audrey, man, for sure.
Don't like my hair there, looking.
Criticizing, I love it.
I
And then
know.
I'd be like, oh my god, my double chin's coming.
Come on, Alan.
Let's go. Come on. That's a great picture.
Yeah, so that's playing live at Tiger Mountain with the band Aurora.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
You guys are still gigging?
Yeah, but I mean, we're all a bit older now and with kids and stuff, so we gig maybe
Not as much.
couple times a year.
Okay.
And like I said, the band's based in Taichung, so yeah, we don't get at it. We used to take it really seriously, but
Yeah.
those were younger days.
It's tough. It's tough. It's like when you're playing soccer, football, whatever, right? And,
Exactly.
And you get to like a certain age and you start to think, I'm not going pro.
Yeah.
I'm like a entrepreneur. I work like 6-7 days a week. I'm happy. I like it, but I can't keep going to the men's league where they're hacking the shit out of your legs.
See,
and-
that's the problem.
Yeah,
like I don't
that's the
mind.
problem.
I don't
Yeah.
mind playing kick around.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Like
Me too, yeah.
pickup teams.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
you go and you pick up teams, but any kind of 11 aside where you're wearing the same color shirt gets violent real fast.
It does. Yeah.
It brings out the worst in people.
And then you feel like I can't get my leg broken,
I
man.
know.
I got stuff
That's
to do.
exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want
You
to
should
break
do
my
this.
leg
I'm
as
like-
a 38-year-old.
Exactly,
Come
right?
on.
It's exactly it, man. Yeah. Yeah, so I always have to be like, yeah, maybe.
I'll stick
Yeah.
with golf.
We did that already?
Yeah, James Joyce.
That was a good one. That's the other all hands one, right?
Yeah, this is an all hands event.
Yeah, you're in the crowd and you're
So
still
this is
talking.
me asking a question. I know.
I love it.
It's like try and keep me away from the microphone.
Love it.
Yeah, I know. I think there was just a bit too much attention put on other people, and I needed to bring some of it back.
Hey, it's like, excuse
bring
me.
some of it back in.
I don't
yeah.
think you know that I'm sitting here. Yeah. It's so funny. That looks like a family dinner, like a Chinese New Year or something.
Yeah, this
maybe?
is a Chinese New Year in
Yeah.
Taichung.
Beautiful.
Oh, the baby's there. So
Yeah.
after
yeah.
the baby was born,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I got quite lucky with my wife's family and parents. So I know there's a big culture difference between, let's say, a foreign guy and their wife's parents. There can be a massive culture clash there.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, my wife's mom and dad are really chill, and they don't try and influence our lives too much. And there wasn't any pressure to get married or have a kid oh, you should do this. Like, they're really reasonable in that sense.
That's nice.
Really
Yeah, I've
good
heard some
people.
horror stories
Oh,
for
man.
sure. Like I've also got pretty cool in-laws. I mean, at the beginning they're like, yeah, maybe we should do that. We should have the big wedding thing, and I'm like, we're gonna open a business instead.
Right,
And
right.
then they're just kind of like, But yeah, now they're great. They've been pretty great the whole time. I think the one time that it was kind of like not fantastic was when we just had the baby.
Right.
And then my mom was here, and then
But that's just tough for anyone
tough.
at any time. Like, it's so rough.
it was tough, but it was also like they want to have all their culture things, and then I'm like, well, she's kind of my kid, so I kind of want her to mine. And then my mom was visiting, and
Right.
and my mom would be like, no, that's stupid. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to say that to people, Mom. You know what I mean?
Your mom's like, translate this for me.
Yeah. She would. Luckily, my in-laws don't speak English. My mom doesn't speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Obviously, the in-laws also speak Hakka. My mom
Yeah.
also speaks Spanish, but none of those
I
four
know.
languages are compatible, which is
Yeah.
great.
I thought one of the coolest things when I
Yeah.
got married, most of the people in this photo, so we took about 14 Taiwanese people to Scotland for the wedding.
Oh, wow,
And we
cool.
got married in a castle in
Oh,
Scotland.
wow, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and we were all wearing the kilt, so we're doing
Beautiful,
Scottish
beautiful,
country
beautiful,
dancing.
Beautiful. I love it.
So we got to, take them to Scotland to show them my hometown and
Beautiful.
show them the
Okay.
castle and stuff. It was really
That's
cool.
They would love that. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
like to bring my in-laws as well to Canada one of these.
Yeah.
Maybe this year or next year. Yeah.
Yeah, show them around
Yeah,
the Rockies.
Yeah. They would
Yeah.
love it. They would love it. Yeah.
Do you get bears up at yours?
Oh man, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh, all like you go to the picnic grounds and there's bears just kind of like digging through the garbage cans and stuff. We actually have bears just walking down the street, knocking you put your, I think it's Tuesday's garbage day. You have your garbage cans, you move it down to the end of the driveway and you put them there. And then if you do it too early, bears just come out and they just eat your garbage. They're like, what are you doing? It was funny when I was a kid.
Are these grizzlies or
Not grizzlies. We do have grizzlies,
Uh-huh.
but when you do that, then you have to call the cops or whatever. Then like
'Cause
conservation.
grizzlies are too dangerous,
Those are very
right?
violent. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like black and brown bears, they're just
Okay.
kind of like big dogs almost.
That's so funny.
I mean, you don't go up and attack one,
Yeah.
obviously, but they're kind of just like big dogs.
if you saw it, you wouldn't be super
yeah,
scared.
yeah, you would
either.
just kind of like, okay, you start kind of walking the other way, but yeah, it is still a wild animal, but
Yeah.
but usually they're okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's moose and deer and they're, man, mountain lions and just there's everything there. It's
Yeah.
it's cool, but bears are pretty chill usually. If it's a
Right.
grizzly, then yeah, you got to call the cops, and then they arrange like this, the conservation society, because even grizzlies will just attack bears. They'll attack anyone.
Right.
Yeah, they'll attack anything.
Yeah. Grizzlies are pretty
They're,
scary.
they're pretty
right?
vicious. Yeah, you don't see them too often though.
Okay.
But yeah, the grizzly bears. So we made it all the way through, man. But
Nice.
we got a nice bonus. We're gonna do a. Oh, we didn't do the last picture here? That we did that one already. Perfect. Okay. Yes. So we'll do a chip with a little bit of the bomb sauce.
Honestly,
on it, yeah.
don't put too much
Don't
on.
put too
Like a
much,
little
yeah.
drop is enough. It's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. It's a bomb.
Honestly, after the last, I thought I was doing well after the last spicy weeks.
Yeah. Well, let's. The bomb. I always see this. This is usually where shit hits the fan.
It's good for you to try, though. I mean, you get to.
Yeah, I definitely want to. So let's go.
Jayo.
Oh, it's like thick. Like that or more?
Yeah, that's
enough.
That's going to do it for
that's
sure.
That's bomb. That's how much da bomb I've got on here, right? So let's see what we got.
I'm so
People are
scared.
Going to be like, pussy, put more. Yeah.
Okay.
What you got? All right,
Okay,
well, cheers.
cheers.
Trying the bomb, yeah?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not really.
Not yet.
Maybe the salty chips kind of cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. It's starting.
The bomb. So this is... what do they make this out of? I'm gonna have to go through.
Do you know, that's actually not too bad so far.
Yeah, chipotle, habanero. I mean, it sounds good. Water, orange juice. It's definitely there. It's not too bad this time, yeah? Because you built it up. Right?
I know,
if you were
right?
to try that right off the bat.
No, I swear to you, when I just ordered it, the first time I took it, it was really, really rough. Really rough.
Did you just right off the bat have that one?
Yeah, because this has been in the fridge for 2 years.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Think that would...
It for sure will. Okay, it'll bring it down. Okay. But also we've gone up kind of with the Carolina Reapers and all that. But I can still feel it.
It still hurts a bit.
It's still there, yeah. I'm going to have another chip.
It's a little bit of a slow builder. Because on hot ones, the bomb really it takes people out.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I'm always curious how long the hot ones episode, like actual filming, is.
Yeah.
Like we do everything like around an hour. I mean, they have more wings, but there's a lot of editing there, so I think that it's got to be a few hours. I think,
yeah,
right? Because people got to come back down and then go back up, right?
Oh my god.
Brother, we made it all the way through.
Thanks. Yeah, my
awesome,
pleasure.
Man.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for the invite.
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, Eddie.
We'll do it again sometime, man.
Sure, we'd love to.
Do you have any other podcasts that you check out here in Taiwan a lot?
I try and appear on as many as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought about hosting, but I'm not sure I have the technical know-how.
Nobody does until they do it.
So you just got to do it, okay?
Yeah. I mean, this was all just piece by piece, right? Like it was just an old GoPro and some old karaoke mics for the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to maybe try that.
You could do it with a phone, man.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll think about doing that. I think.
Take care, brother. See you. Thanks, man.
Hey.
Who you got? Gaethje or Oliveira? Yeah, he's unbeatable. I think. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Take care, brother.
Yeah, something to aspire to. Maybe something to.
I think you could do it. Yeah, for sure.
I've started.
I mean, you don't have to do it live or anything. But you could. The reason I do it live is because I'm so busy.
Right.
And it's just like, bam, bam. You know, I got everything here. It's up. It's done. Back to regular life. Whereas if you were to, I can feel it now.
Yeah,
okay.
it still hurts.
Now. Yeah. Whereas if you record it, you got it, and then you're chopping it up, and then it's gonna take like days and days for you to get it sorted out, and then it takes too long. I don't have time for that, man.
I've just agreed to start writing for Crossing magazine owned by Commonwealth.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
So I'm going to try and do an article
busy
once a
guy,
month for
man.
them.
Damn, I thought I was busy.
I'm doing my first article for AmCham Topics as well. I really like writing articles.
Okay.
It's fun.
Beautiful, man.
I do a lot of public speaking as well. Oh, the bomb's catching up.
Yeah,
on
the
me.
bomb is it's pretty rough. We only had a little bit. I can imagine a whole wing caked in that. Forget about it. Yeah. Forget about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Brother, we made it all the way.
Cool.
Thank you so
Cheers,
much.
brother.
Thank you guys for watching this special lunchtime episode. If you guys are looking for some of this Alan's work in the description below, I put a few links down there. Check it out. This is LinkedIn. If you want to find your band, just contact this man right here. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching the show.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.